Alright, and so it begins. The brush hogging of the field. I got tired of waiting on the weather to get cooler, so the only time I can really do it is in the evening anyway, because there's about 1 billion bees in the field in the daytime. So I decided that even though we're under extreme heat risk today, I was just going to go ahead and do it. It's about 7 o'clock right now. I just finished this bit. And so that melon that was growing earlier, the remnants of it is right there. But as you can see here, the brush hog made quick work out of everything so far. I went ahead up on the east side and the west side up here. Let me get over here. And I cut what they call headlands. So I got one here and one on the other side. So when I go back and forth, I have an area that I can turn around in and not feel like I'm scrunched in. So I get all the way to the end of the row, and then I can just lift the mower, just turn it around and just keep trucking. Don't have to reverse or do anything. So pretty much that's what I've been doing for the last 30-45 minutes. And so this is obviously going to be a several day job. It doesn't look it, but the field is extremely uneven. So it's extremely bouncy. So I have to be careful with it. But so far, I'm pretty impressed with the brush hog. It's able to take everything down. And so the entire purpose of this is to get the buckwheat seeds that have been growing on the buckwheat and get them back into the ground. So hopefully the buckwheat seeds can germinate and grow again. And so we want to try to keep doing that for the rest of this year and hopefully next year to help rebuild the soil. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, hopefully, is do, I guess, what they call a POV with me on the tractor with the brush hog. And we'll see how bouncy it gets for that. So anyway, I'm kind of impressed with this so far. I just wish it wasn't so hot. 7 o'clock now and it's still like 95 degrees outside. So first bit of brush hogging is done. Okay, it's been 2 days since I mowed that over there. I was not able to mow yesterday because about this time of the day, the sky unleashed and we got 3 inches of rain in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I just did a pass right now, and so I'm good to continue mowing, so that's what I'm going to do. So I wanted to do a little mowing from the standpoint of being on the tractor. So I don't know if you can see it right there, but there's the swale I just cut. That swale was pretty much full of water yesterday, and the water's about 95% gone right now. So yay, sandy soil. So anyway, let me get this thing ready because I have to turn the thing on, rev the engine up, and get her ready, and then drop it, and then we'll see where it goes. All right, here we go. There's plenty of bugs and stuff. I have no idea if you can even hear me, but I'll talk a little bit if I can. So I'm going to go on this side showing the front, and then I'm going to try to go back the other way showing the back. So it's a pretty good clip. probably about 3.5 miles an hour, maybe a little faster. At this RPM, the tractor goes about 5 miles an hour full out, but I'm not going that fast. So, alright, coming up on the end here. Alright, that actually went not that bad. Alright, let me lift it. Alright. There's a little bit of standing water right there. Alright. Alright. This is going to get a little interesting. So let me drop it. Alright, here we go. There we go. Okay, so let me wrap it up a little bit. So that was 2 passes, one coming up, one coming back. Honestly, I'm gonna have no idea how that's actually gonna look until I get to the video. So hopefully that back one's not going to be too bad. Trying to hold that, and this tractor is like a bucking bronco, so hopefully that one will be pretty good. So let me get some more of this done, then I'll come back. Alright, I'm going to have to stop a little prematurely because evidently I got into a little mud spot. I got stuck here for a little bit, but obviously I was able to get back out. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do any more today. Actually, trying to get a little stuck right now, so let me get over here. Okay, there we go. So anyway, yeah, there's just a little bit of water right there. So, oh, that's a bummer because it's cloudy. Temperature's not all that bad. There's a little bit of breeze, and this would have been good to do some brush hogging, but I was able to get, I think, 4 or 5 rows done. But every time I was coming up to the top there, it was getting more and more stuck, and this last time I was able to get stuck completely, so I guess I'll have to call it, at least for today. Hopefully it won't rain, and then in a day or two I can continue. Okay, while the sisters are enjoying the chicken tractor on a nice cloudy day, I have finished brush hogging the field. Well, mostly brush hogging the field. I kind of almost ran out of diesel, but I wanted to kind of walk through the field a little bit to see how it ended up. So let me open the gate and let's go out here. Okay, one thing I noticed while I was going through all of this is The ground is not exactly flat. It was like bucking bronco time running over this back and forth. And I could only do like 30, maybe 40 minutes at a time. It was pretty rough. But obviously you could see it all looks good now. Actually smells pretty good. The other thing I noticed is there are a lot of peanuts in this field. I mean, pretty much all of the green broadleaf is peanuts. And so there is a significant amount of peanuts in this field. And the good thing is the peanuts got shaved down by the brush hog, but it looks like they are not dying. So the peanuts are still good. So the vast majority of what was here was either buckwheat or peanuts. There are obviously some weeds out here, but not a whole lot. I had a little oopsie over here, so it's a little spot right here that kind of didn't get hit. There was a little problem with the tractor, is getting kind of stuck because the brush hog was getting stuck in the ground and it was kind of going all over the place. So this little bit here didn't get cut. So this is a good representation right here of what the brush hog does here. And when I was doing this back part yesterday, at the time I was doing it, it looked like it was going to rain. And so I was basically flat out booking it. So I was probably going a good 4-5 miles an hour with the brush hog, just running back and forth trying to get as much of this as I could. And then I got to here and I looked down and the low fuel thing was just flashing, and I'm like, ooh, I got to get back. But I was able to get back, did not run out of diesel, so everything's good. And then this part right here, obviously, is the part that I did not be able to get. And so the other thing I wanted to look at is, let me come over to it. While I'm a lot closer, keep in mind this hole right here between the trees, because I'm going to be going further away. So let's keep a mental picture of this real quick. Okay, I am at approximately where our property line is on the southwest side. There's the anchor for the tower, and our property line is about 45 feet from the edge of the fence of the anchor to the middle of the swale, which is over here. And so this is about where the property line is. Now the hole, which, let me zoom in a little bit, which is right there. The hole, the right side of the hole represents our property line, plus or minus. So the entire opening is on our property, and where the trees start up on the right side is where the property starts to the right of us. And then if you take a straight line to where I am right now, everything to the right of us is not our property. So what I was thinking is, if not now, at some point maybe to just let all of that go fallow, where the farmer has been farming it, but you know, I think it's a total of like almost a half an acre because it's about 500 feet long. And it's like, that's just that much less that we would have to maintain. So I don't know yet. So I just wanted to see how much of the stuff that I did not end up cutting, how much of it was going to be left. And so there's still a decent bit that was not cut that was on our property. The other thing I was thinking is I might just leave this bit back here and have it not brush hog it, just to see what happens with this bit versus the bit that I brush hogged. Because obviously if I don't have to brush hog this like 3 or 4 times a year, I would be perfectly fine with not doing it. If I could do it like once a year, that would be awesome. So there's that. So I think I might just leave that just as a little test area, just to see if the buckwheat will be able to come back or if the weeds will just overtake it. Because the field that's on the other side of the road over there that the truck's going through, there's a field on the other side of the road over there. They had buckwheat on it, I think 2 years ago, and they just didn't do anything with it, and the weeds just finally overtook it. So they had to just herbicide the entire field to get rid of everything. Then the last thing, while I'm up here, this area is like beach sand here. And it's been raining a lot, so the sand's kind of compact right now. But when it's dry, it feels literally like beach sand. And not the hard beach sand. I mean the beach sand that you know, have a hard time walking over. And so this was getting cultivated multiple times a year, and it was hard for anything to grow here. And so this whole spot here, nothing would ever grow in. The crops would never grow here, and there wasn't enough time in between crops for it to actually do anything. So it was like always bare all the time. And so it looks like, now granted it's weeds and little itty bitty buckwheat, but it looks like things are starting to grow in this area. So I'm hoping this area can actually start to grow stuff on it, so it can at least get some sort of covering on it, so it can be able to not get so much erosion and stuff on it. And so I'm just kind of walking back right now. Now I did see yesterday a couple of brown small creatures obviously running away from the tractor, and Andrea thinks that they were moles. We do have a mole issue at in our backyard area. And so it looks about right, because it looked brown and it looked like about the right size. So I'm thinking that's what it is. It was too big to be a field mouse. So anyway, it's kind of walking back and forth right now. The funny thing was, you can see them. I don't know how well you can see them on the video, but every time I walk through here, there's crickets, locusts, grasshoppers. Well, grasshoppers and locusts are pretty much the same thing. And all sorts of bugs just all over the place. So you can see nice peanut lines right there. And so this area I did a few days ago. See, it's Friday now. I think I did this area on Monday. And you can see that the peanut plants have not died. They obviously got shaved back, but they're not dead. Oh, there's Lady Pants right there. So anyway, other than a little bit of bouncy time on the tractor, I call this pretty much a success. And so now I have to come in and mow this area.